Hello everyone, welcome to Insight IS Academy. Today we'll be discussing a test paper on environmental issues and sustainable development. So let us start with this discussion. Firstly, this test includes questions from basic environmental ecology, like topics like nutrient cycling, then topics like basic concepts related to ecology like food chain, food web, etc. Right? Then there are questions from biodiversity as well, wherein focus is on protected areas, different species in use, and threats related to biodiversity. Then questions are also there on climate change, where focus is on the causes of climate change, and also certain questions focus on protocols related to climate change mitigation. Then questions are also there from pollution. So this is the focus of this particular paper, wherein questions are related to soil pollution, air pollution, water pollution, etc. Right? So what are the causes of these different types of pollutions? What are the ways through which we can control these pollutions? So that is the focus of the question paper. And lastly, there are questions from current affairs as well. Fine. So let us discuss this particular test. Question number 1. In the context of non-conventional sources of energy, read the following statements carefully. So first of all, what do we mean by non-conventional sources of energy? Non-conventional sources of energies are those which are not used by human beings, or which were not used by human beings in the earlier times. These are the sources of energy which are giving energy in the recent past. Right? So they are non-conventional sources of energy like solar energy, the geothermal energy, wind energy, which is harnessed for electricity. Wind energy was used in the earlier times as well, but the use of wind energy in the earlier times was related to, let's say, flour mills. But today, wind energy is used to get electricity out of it, and that's why the use of wind energy to get electricity will be non-conventional source of energy. But if we consider wind energy to use, or its use in flour mills, then that is a conventional source of energy, right? So that differentiation you will have to make. So let us consider these statements. First, biogas is a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide. This statement is a correct statement because biogas is a mixture of methane, whose concentration is almost 75%, and carbon dioxide, whose concentration is almost 25%. So first statement is a correct statement. Second, the formation of biogas is a result of bacterial fermentation, right? So we know that biogas can be formed by bacterial fermentation of different types of biomass, right? So that's why second statement is also a correct statement. Third statement, biodiesel contains petroleum and it is alternatively substituted as fuel in conventional engines. So this statement is incorrect statement. Why? Because biodiesel, yes, it can be substituted as a fuel in conventional engine, but it is not a petroleum. It is not or it is non-petroleum product. Right? And that's why third statement is incorrect statement. Fourth, biodiesel can be derived from oil yielding plants such as Nak Champa. Right? So this is a correct statement because vegetable oil is an important source of biodiesel. Vegetable oil is an important source of biodiesel, and we can derive this vegetable oil from plants like Nak Champa and even Jatropha plants. And that's why fourth statement is a correct statement. Right? So out of these four statements, statement number 3 is incorrect. First, second and fourth are correct statements. And question asked us to find out correct statements, and hence answer is 1, 2 and 4, which is mentioned in option B. So question number 1, answer is B. Next, so these are the non-conventional sources of energy. Solar energy, wind energy, which is used for the generation of electricity, then tidal energy, geothermal energy, biomass. All these are non-conventional sources of energy. Next question. Question number 2. Consider the following statements. First, the environment is defined as the surroundings or conditions in which an organism lives or operates. So this statement is the definition of environment, and it is a correct definition. Second, biotic and abiotic are the two essential components of the environment. So we all know biotic components and abiotic components. That means living and non-living components are the important components of the environment, and that's why second statement is a correct statement. Third, sunlight, water and land are examples of biotic components. So biotic components are living components, but sunlight, water and land, we know that they are not living, they are non-living, and that's why third statement becomes incorrect. Fourth, microbes are examples of abiotic components. Abiotic components are non-living components, and microbes are not non-living, they are living or biotic components, and that's why fourth statement is also incorrect statement. Now question is asking us to find out statements which are not correct. So out of these four, third and fourth statements are not correct, and hence they are our answer. So question number 2, answer is C, 3 and 4 only. Next, so this picture shows us biotic and abiotic components of the environment, right? So you can see these butterflies, plants, then the crab. So all these are fishes, all these are birds, all these are biotic components, and on the other hand, sun, land, water, soil, they are abiotic components, right? Next, question number 3. Which of the following statements are not correct? Fine. So we are supposed to find out statements which are not correct. First, species diversity refers to the variety of different types of species found in a particular area. So this statement is a correct statement. So this question is related to the levels of biodiversity. Levels of biodiversity. So there are 3 levels of biodiversity. First, genetic biodiversity. Second, species diversity. And third, ecological diversity. Right. So first statement is related to species diversity, which means the variety of plants and animals in a given area. So first statement is a correct statement. Second statement is about genetic diversity. Genetic diversity refers to the variations among the genetic resources of the organism, right? So it is also a correct statement because genetic diversity is about the variety of genes in a particular species. So second statement is a correct statement. Third, ecological biodiversity refers to the variations in biotic and abiotic species living together and connected by food chains and food webs. Right, so this statement is an incorrect statement because ecological biodiversity refers to variations in the plant and animal diversity. So it is not biotic and abiotic species, because there are no abiotic species, right? And that's why third statement becomes incorrect statement. And we are supposed to find out statements which are not correct. So third statement is not correct, and hence our answer is C, 3 only. So question number 3, answer is C. You can see this, these levels of biodiversity: genetic diversity, species diversity, and ecosystem diversity, right? So that is about question number 3. Question number 4 now. With reference to weather and climate, consider the following statements. First, weather, usually a permanent phenomenon, pertains to the condition of atmosphere at any place at a specific time. So this statement is about weather, and we know that weather is a short-term phenomenon. That means it is a phenomenon associated with the temperature and rainfall as well as humidity conditions in a particular time for a certain area. And these phenomena related to weather keeps on changing, and that's why weather is not a permanent phenomenon. It is a non-permanent phenomenon. It is a non-permanent phenomenon, and that's why first statement is incorrect statement related to weather and climate. Next, second statement. Climate is statistical weather information that provides information about the average weather condition of a particular place over a long period, right? So in nutshell, we can say that climate is a summation of weather, right? So that is what is explained by statement number 2, and hence it is a correct statement. Next, third statement. Atmospheric conditions at any location like humidity, temperature, sunshine, wind, etc. are affected by the climate, right? So these conditions are affected by the climate, and hence third statement is also a correct statement. So for question number 4, first statement is incorrect, second and third statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statement, so answer is 2 and 3 only. Question number 4, answer is C. Next question now, question number 5. Read the following statements carefully and select correct answer from the codes given below. First, excessive nutrients, particularly nitrates and phosphates, trigger the explosive growth of green algae, leading to eutrophication, right? So eutrophication is a phenomenon associated with the growth of algae in aquatic ecosystem, and that growth of algae or eutrophication is result of excessive availability of nutrients, and those nutrients are primarily nitrates and phosphates, and that's why first statement is a correct statement. Second statement, sulfur dioxide is produced due to excessive burning of coal, wood, kerosene and petrol, right? So sulfur dioxide is the result of burning of all these biomasses, or all these, we can say, fossil fuels, except wood, which is a biomass, right? So second statement is also a correct statement. We are supposed to find out correct statements only, and hence answer is 1 and 2, both 1 and 2, that means option C. So question number 5, correct answer is C. So this is the process of eutrophication, where excessive addition of phosphorus and nitrogen fertilizers or nutrients lead to algal bloom, which in turns lead to negative impact on the aquatic ecosystem, and as a result of those negative impacts, ultimately the aquatic ecosystem is converted into terrestrial ecosystem, right? So that is eutrophication. Next question, question number 6. In the context of various pollutants and its effects, consider the following pairs. So on one hand we have pollutants, and on other we have effects. So first is carbon monoxide and its effect is respiratory problems, right? So this is a correct pair because carbon monoxide, as it is a pollutant in the air, it affects our respiratory system. So that is correct. Second, hydrocarbons like benzene, they lead to cancer, or hydrocarbons like benzene are carcinogenic, and that's why this pair is also a correct pair. Third, suspended particulate matter leading to poor visibility, right? So as the size of suspended particulate matter is very small, they remain suspended in air, and because of their presence in air, poor visibility is the effect, and that's why third pair is also a correct pair. Next, fourth, fibers like cotton. Fibers like cotton, which are often emitted from textile industry, they lead to lung disorders, right? So all these pairs related to pollutants and effects are correct. We are supposed to find out correctly matched pairs. So all pairs are correct, and hence answer is D, all four pairs. Question number 6, answer is D. Next, question number 7. Consider the following statements. First, elephants are found in the hot, wet forest of Jharkhand, Tamil Nadu and Telangana. This statement is incorrect statement because hot west forest and elephants are there in Assam, Karnataka and Kerala. And that's why first statement is incorrect statement. Second, run of Kutch is the habitat for camels, whereas Thar desert is the habitat for wild donkeys. So this is very simple statement because we know that Thar desert is the location where we can find camels, and that's why second statement is incorrect. In Thar desert we have camels, and in run of Kutch we have wild donkeys. Next statement, third, the natural habitat for Indian lion is Gir forest located in Gujarat, right? So that statement is a correct statement because in Gir Gir is the only habitat for Asiatic lions, right? So third statement is a correct statement. We are supposed to find out correct statements only, so only third statement is correct. Answer is C. Question number 7, answer is C. Next, question number 8. With reference to the methods used for prevention and control of industrial pollution, consider the following statements. First, electrostatic precipitator is a type of filter in which charged dust particles are removed by shaking or wrapping the surface. Right, so this statement related to electrostatic precipitator is correct statement because in electrostatic precipitator we can ensure that charged dust particles are removed from the pollutant. Right, so first statement is a correct statement. Second, scrubbers are wet collectors that remove aerosols from a stream of gas by collecting wet particles on a surface. So this statement is also a correct statement related to scrubbers. So scrubbers are normally fitted at the chimneys of different industries, let's say thermal power industry. So they can collect the aerosol particles from the stream of gas. So second statement is also a correct statement. Third, inertial collectors works on the principle that inertia of suspended particulate matter in a gas is lower than its solvent. This statement is incorrect statement because inertial collectors they work on the principle that the inertia of suspended particulate matters is higher than, not lower than, it is higher than its solvent, right? So that's why third statement becomes incorrect statement. So we are supposed to find out correct statements only. So first and second statements are correct. Answer is D. Question number 8, answer is D, 1 and 2 only. And this is how electrostatic precipitator looks. So you can see the charges. These charged terminals of the electrostatic precipitator helps us to remove charged dust particles, right? And this is the wet scrubber. Next, question number 9. In the context of ozone layer, consider the following statements. First, ozone layer found in stratosphere protects the Earth's surface from excessive UV radiation from the sun, right? So this is the simplest statement. First statement is correct. Second, chlorofluorocarbons are responsible for causing damage to the ozone layer, right? So earlier we used to use chlorofluorocarbons in refrigeration industry. That led to harms to the ozone layer. So second statement is also a correct statement. Third, Kyoto Protocol suggested complete phase out of CFCs to prevent damage of ozone layer. So this statement is incorrect because it is not Kyoto Protocol but Montreal Protocol led to phasing out of chlorofluorocarbons, and that's why third statement is incorrect statement. And we are supposed to find out statements which are not correct, right? So only third statement is not correct and hence answer is B. So question number 9, answer is B. Next, question number 10. Which of the following statements are correct regarding cold desert biosphere reserve, right? So first statement, it is located in the eastern Himalayan region. So cold desert biosphere reserve is not there in eastern Himalayas, it is in western Himalayas. It is in western Himalayas and it is there in the state of Himachal Pradesh. First statement is incorrect statement. Second, snow leopards are found in the region of Himachal Pradesh and Ladakh. So a general statement related to the habitat of snow leopards. So it is a correct statement. Third, the cold desert cultural landscape of India is listed under UNESCO's tentative list of the state parties. So this statement is also a correct statement related to cold desert cultural landscape. Fine. So second and third statements are correct. First is incorrect. We are supposed to find out correct statement only and hence answer is B, 2 and 3 only. Question number 10, answer is B, 2 and 3. 11th question. With reference to the causes of water pollution, which of the following statements are correct? First, natural sources of water pollution are soil erosion, leaching of minerals from rocks and decaying of organic matter, right? So these are the natural sources like erosion of soil, then leaching of minerals from rock and also decay of organic matter lead to water pollution. Second statement, the discharge of hot water from thermal and nuclear industries leads to water pollution. So this statement is also a correct statement because when we put hot water into the water body coming from thermal and nuclear power plants, it leads to sudden change in the water temperature and that is considered as a cause of water pollution. So second statement is also a correct statement and we are supposed to find out correct statements only and hence answer is C, both 1 and 2. Question number 11, answer is C. 12th, consider the following environmental issues. Which of the environmental issues given above are examples of environmental backlash? Right, so what is environmental backlash? Environmental backlash is a kind of damage to the environment caused by human beings, right? So let us consider the statements. First, salination of irrigated soils. So excessive irrigation of agricultural soils lead to their salinization and that's why first statement is correct statement. Salination of irrigated soil is the environmental backlash. Second, eutrophication. Yes, we have already discussed eutrophication, which is the result of water pollution, is environmental backlash. Acid rain, again, acid rain is the result of air pollution, especially in the industrial locations where oxides of sulfur and nitrogen are emitted by industries. Fourth, extinction of wildlife species is also an environmental backlash, right? Because of human actions, wildlife species are getting extinct. So all these four are the examples of environmental backlash. So correct answer is D, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Question number 12, answer is D. 13th, read the following statements carefully. First, coniferous forests, also known as taiga, are found in the higher latitudes of northern hemisphere. So this statement is a correct statement, right? Because coniferous forest is primarily located in 60 to 70 degree north latitudes, and it is also there in southern latitudes. But this statement does not mention northern hemisphere only, and that's why this statement is a correct statement. Second, coniferous trees, tall hardwood evergreen trees, are used for making pulp, which is used in the manufacturing of paper. This statement is an incorrect statement because coniferous trees are not hardwood, they are softwood trees. Right? They are not hardwood, they are softwood trees, and that's why second statement is incorrect. Third, cheer, pine, cedar are important examples of trees found in coniferous forests. So this is a correct statement. Right? So we are supposed to find out correct statements only. So first and third is correct. Answer is B, 1 and 3 only. Question number 13, answer is B. So these are the coniferous trees. Right? Next, 14th. In the context of global distribution of water, consider the following sources of water. And we are supposed to arrange these sources of water in descending order. Right? That means from the source where water is highest to the source where water presence is lowest. So out of all these, oceans, they have almost 97.25% of water. Then it is followed by ice caps where approximately 2% of water is there. Then it is groundwater where we have approximately 0.60% of water. Then it is lakes where water is 0.01%. In atmosphere we have 0.001% of water, right? So first is oceans, then ice caps and glaciers, then groundwater, then lakes and atmosphere. So it should be 1, 3, 2, 4, 5. 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, which is mentioned in option B. Right? So question number 14, answer is B. 15th, with reference to laws responsible for conservation of energy, read the following statements carefully. First, the first law of thermodynamics states that in every energy transformation, some energy is always lost in the form of heat. So this is not the second law of this is not the first law of thermodynamics, it is the second law of thermodynamics. Second statement. The second law of thermodynamics states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed but can only be changed from one form to another. So this is not the second law of thermodynamics, rather it is the first law of thermodynamics. So both these statements are incorrect and they are interchanged. So we are supposed to find out correct statements, but none of them are correct, and hence answer is D, neither 1 nor 2. Question number 15, answer is D. Next, 16th. Flocculation is process used for purification of water. In this context, read the following statements carefully. First, in this process, that means in flocculation, large insoluble particles are transformed into finer particles. This is not correct, this is reverse. Finer particles are transformed into large insoluble particles. So first statement is incorrect. Second, suspended suspended particles cannot be removed completely through this process. So this statement is an incorrect statement because suspended particles can be removed through flocculation. Third statement, aluminium sulfate, which is popularly known as alum, and ferric sulfate are most commonly used coagulants in the process of water purification, right? So coagulation is also one of the important process of water purification, where we use coagulants like alum and ferric sulfate, and that's why third statement is a correct statement, right? So first and second statements are incorrect, third statement is correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements only, and hence answer is C, 3 only. Question number 16, answer is C, right? So this is how coagulation and flocculation occurs. The end process is, the end result is same, where flocks, that means the larger particles are formed, but in coagulation we are using inorganic flocculants. On the other hand, in flocculation we are using polymer flocculants, right? So that is the difference between coagulation and flocculation. Next now, 17th, in-stream use refers to water use taking place within the stream channel. In this regard, which of the following comes under the category of in-stream use of water, right? So in-stream use of water means the use of water without removing water from its source, right? So if we consider all these, then domestic water supply is not in-stream use of water, because for domestic water supply we take water from stream and it is supplied to the locality, and that's why it is not a in-stream water use. On the other hand, hydropower is in-stream, fisheries is also in-stream use of water, navigation is also, community bathing and washing is also a in-stream use of water, and cattle bathing and watering is also an in-stream use of water. So only 6th statement is incorrect. First to 5th statements are correct regarding in-stream use of water, and we are supposed to find out correct statements only. So answer is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, which is mentioned in option C. So question number 17, answer is C. Next, 18th. With reference to the chemical element fluorine, consider the following statements. First, fluoride is generally present in all natural water, right? So this statement is a correct statement. All natural sources of water do contain fluoride. Second, deficiency of fluorine in human body leads to disintegration of bones. This statement is an incorrect statement. Why it is incorrect? Yes, fluorine is related to disintegration of bones of human body, but it is not deficiency, but excessive amount of fluorine leads to disintegration of bones, and that's why second statement is incorrect. Third, Bureau of Indian Standards prescribe a desirable and maximum permissible limit for fluorine in drinking water. So this statement is also a correct statement. Bureau of Indian Standard had set 1 milligram per liter as a desirable of fluorine, and maximum permissible limit is 1.5 milligram per liter. Fine. So third statement is a correct statement. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. First and third are correct. Answer is B, 1 and 3 only. Question number 18, answer is B. 19th. Read the following statements about water quality carefully. First, water quality is a term used to define fitness of water for a particular use. So quite a general statement related to the definition of water quality. It is a correct statement. Second, the test for water quality remains the same irrespective of the purpose of its use. This statement is an incorrect statement, because the test for quality of water is different based upon the usage of water. So second statement is incorrect. Third, in India, the quality of water is regulated under Water Act of 1974. This statement is a correct statement. So we are supposed to find out correct statements only. First and third statements are correct. Answer is C, 1 and 3 only. Question number 19th, answer is C. 20th, consider the following statements. First, nutrients consumed by plants and animals are returned to the environment after their death and decomposition. So this statement is a correct statement because the term that is used for nutrients in their usage by biotic components and their restoration in abiotic component, the term used is nutrient cycling, right? That means nutrients are cycled in the environment, and that's why first statement is a correct statement. Second, soil microbes play an important role in nutrient cycling. This statement is also a correct statement because soil microbes, they are ensuring that when plants and animals die, nutrients consumed by them are restored back into the environment or abiotic components of the environment. So both these statements are correct statements. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. Answer is C, both 1 and 2. 21st, in the context of carbon cycle, consider following statements. First, carbon is the main constituent of all living and non-living cells. This statement is incorrect because of non-living cells. Carbon is not a component of non-living beings, right? So first statement is incorrect. Second, the considerable amount of carbon returns to the atmosphere as CO2 through respiratory activities of the producers and consumers. So this statement is a correct statement because respiration is an important activity in carbon cycle. Third, the majority percentage of carbon is found dissolved in oceans. So this is also a correct statement. So we are supposed to find out incorrect statements. Out of these three, first is incorrect and hence answer is B, 1 only. Question number 21, answer is B. So this is carbon cycle, right? So important processes are photosynthesis, respiration, combustion, and also decomposition. Along with that, we can also include fossilization as the important process under carbon cycle. Next, 22. Read the following statements carefully. First, nitrogen is directly utilized by living organisms. So this is an incorrect statement because nitrogen needs to be converted into ammonia and nitrates or nitrites for the utilization of living organisms, and that's why first statement is incorrect. Second, denitrifying bacteria convert ammonia and nitrates to nitrogen and nitrous oxide by the process of denitrification. So this statement is a correct statement, and denitrifying bacteria, their example is denitrificans. Pseudomonas denitrificans is the example of denitrifying bacteria. So second statement is a correct statement. We are supposed to find out correct statement only. Answer is B, 2 only. Question number 22, answer is B. So this is the nitrogen cycle. So in the end, denitrifying bacteria are converting the ammonia and nitrates back into the atmospheric nitrogen. Next, 23rd. In the context of the ecosystem, consider the following statements. First, it is a structural and functional unit of ecology where the living organisms interact with each other. So this is the definition of ecosystem. Second, it regulates the essential ecological processes, supports life systems, and renders stability. Right? So this statement is also a correct statement because there are many functions carried out under ecosystem which ensure that there is a stability in the environment. It supports life system and it also provides essential or regulates essential ecological processes. Third, it is responsible for the reversibility of nutrients between biotic and abiotic components. Not reversibility, but cycling. Cycling of nutrients between biotic and abiotic components, and that's why third statement is incorrect. So first and second statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. Answer is D, 1 and 2 only. Question number 23, answer is D. Next, 24th. Consider the following environmental factors. Which of the environmental factors given above are not responsible for biodiversity loss. Not responsible. So first is habitat loss and fragmentation. Second is overexploitation. Third, invasion by alien species. Fourth, co-extinctions. So all these are the factors responsible for the loss of biodiversity, and that's why correct answer for this question should be none of the above. Question number 24, answer is D, none of the above. 25th, read the following statements carefully. First, in situ conservation is the method of conserving all the living species, especially the wild and endangered species, in their natural habitats and environment. So this statement is a correct statement, right? So in situ conservation ensures that there is conservation of organisms in their natural habitats and environment. Second, ex situ conservation is the method of conserving all the living species in the artful habitats that reflect their natural living habitats. Right? So this statement is also a correct statement. So we are supposed to find out incorrect statement. Both these statements are correct. Answer is D, neither one nor two. Question number 25, answer is D. 26th, with reference to the term sacred groves, which of the following statements are correct? First, they are communally protected forests that usually have a significant religious connotation. Right? So this statement is a correct statement related to sacred groves, because sacred groves are a set of trees which are protected by primarily tribal people, and they have religious context or connotation for that protection. So first statement is a correct statement. Second, it helps in the protection of rare, endangered and endemic species. Right? So this statement is also a correct statement related to sacred groves. Third, sacred groves result in soil erosion and degrades the soil stability of the area. This statement is an incorrect statement. Why? Because sacred groves, which is a group of trees or a forest location, it is often a no-go zone, because that is given a sacred status by the tribes, and hence, as it is a no-go zone, there is no developmental activity carried out in that region, and that's why soil erosion and degradation of soil stability are out of question. Instead, soil erosion is prevented and soil stability is maintained by sacred groves, and that's why third statement is incorrect. Fourth, the vegetative cover of sacred groves helps in recharging the aquifers, right? So as that tree cover is maintained in that region, it helps in the recharging of aquifers as well. So fourth statement is a correct statement. So first, second and fourth statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements only, and hence answer is 1, 2 and 4, which is mentioned in option C. So question number 26, answer is C. 27th, the industrial wastewaters often contains valuable materials that can be recovered. In this context, consider the following pairs. So on one hand we have industries, and on other we have recoverable matter from those industries. First, pulp and paper. So pulp and paper industries, yes, sodium salts can be recovered from pulp and paper industry. Second, textile. So textile, we can recover caustic soda but not potassium salts, and that's why second statement is incorrect. Third, coke oven industry. Yes, we can recover ammonia from coke oven industry. So which of the pairs are correctly matched is what we are supposed to find out. So first and third pair is correctly matched, and that's why answer is B, 1 and 3 only. Question number 27, answer is B. 28th, which of the following statements are correct? First, fuel cells are devices that converts hydrogen into electricity, right? So this is very important device which will drive future fuel cells. Second, hydrogen, a colorless and odorless gas, is only found in combination with other elements. So this statement is also a correct statement, and that's why we have to carry out electrolysis to get hydrogen. Third, a fuel cell is usually a clean source of fuel, but sometimes it also emits carbon dioxide. This statement is incorrect because fuel cell is a clean source of energy. It does not lead to emission of carbon dioxide. So first and second statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. Answer is A, 1 and 2 only. 29th. So this is how fuel cell looks. Right? Now the next question is question number 29. Biomass is an important source of energy. With reference to this, consider the following statements. First, biomass has the potential to greatly reduce greenhouse gas emissions. So this statement is a correct statement because biomass can help us reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Second, biomass fuel is a renewable source of energy that generates about the same amount of carbon dioxide as fossil fuels. Right? So this statement is also a correct statement. Third, the net emission of carbon dioxide will be zero as long as plants continue to be replenished for biomass energy purposes. Right? So all these three statements related to biomass as a source of energy are correct statements, and that's why answer is D, 1, 2 and 3. So question number 29, answer is D. So these are the sources of biomass, and they can be used for getting energy. Right? So that is about this question. Next, 30th. In the context of various agricultural activities, which of the following statements are correct? First, apiculture is the art of controlling colonies of honeybee in large quantity for commercial production of honey. So very simple statement, apiculture is about honeybee rearing to get honey. Second, nectar and pollen from flowers form the raw material for the formation of honey. Right? So this statement is also a correct statement related to honeybees and honey formation. So we are supposed to find out correct statement. Both these statements are correct. Answer is C, both 1 and 2 only. Question number 30th, answer is C. 31. Which of the following statements are correct regarding radioactive waste? First, these are the waste emanating from a nuclear power plants and medical laboratories, right? So we know that nuclear power plants are the sources of radioactive waste, and also radiations are used in medical industry, especially in laboratories, for various diagnostic purposes, and that's why they are also a source of radioactive waste. First statement is correct. Second, it consists of chemical, metals and pathogenic organisms. So this statement is also a correct statement because sometimes radioactive waste contains chemicals, metals and pathogenic waste as well, pathogenic organisms as well. Third, it can cause mutations at a very high rate in organisms. Right? So exposure to radioactive waste may lead to mutations in the organisms. So all these three statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. Hence, answer is C, 1, 2 and 3. Next, 32. At the national and international level, serious efforts have been made for the improvement and protection of environment. With reference to this, read the following statements carefully. First, the Environment Protection Act 1986 empowers the center and states to take all measures as it deems necessary for the purpose of protecting and improving the quality of environment. Correct statement regarding Environment Protection Act 1986, where there are responsibilities bestowed on center and the states to improve the environment. Second, the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 prohibits harming endangered species listed in Schedule 1 of the Act. So this statement is also a correct statement regarding the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Third, Montreal Protocol formulated national and regional programs to reduce the emissions of greenhouse gases. So this statement is incorrect because Montreal Protocol is related to phasing out of ozone depleting substances It is not related to reduction of emissions of greenhouse gas, right? So it is, first and second statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. Answer is A. Question number 32, answer is A. 33. Consider the following sources of water. Which of the sources given above are categorized as solid waste? Right, so sources of waste. Consider the following sources of waste. First, domestic garbage. Is it a part of solid waste? Yes, it is a part of solid waste. Industries, they also add to solid waste. E-waste also add to solid waste. Medical waste also adds to solid waste, and sewage sludge also adds to solid waste. So all these are the part of solid waste, and hence correct answer is D. Question number 33, answer is D. 34. Read the following statements carefully. First, algal bloom is caused due to presence of large amount of nutrients in water, right? So algal bloom is the result of excessive availability of nutrients in water, which ultimately leads to eutrophication. Second statement, algal blooms impart distinct color to the water bodies, right? So because of algal bloom, there is often dark green color which is imparted to water bodies. Sometimes different colors are also imparted, like red or brown. Third, algal blooms enhances the quality of water and fish mortality. This statement is incorrect statement. It does not enhance the quality of water, rather it diminishes the quality of water. So first and second statements are correct. We are supposed to find out statements which are not correct. So only third statement is not correct. Answer is D. Question number 34, answer is D. So this is how algal blooms changes the color of water body. Next, 35. With reference to overgrazing, which of the following statements is not correct? First, or A, soils have less organic matter and become less fertile due to overgrazing. So this statement is a correct statement, and that's why it is not our answer. B, the porosity of soils increases due to overgrazing. This is incorrect statement. Porosity of soil reduces because of overgrazing, and that's why B is the correct answer of this question. But we'll read C and D statement as well. C, the infiltration rate and moisture holding capacity drop due to overgrazing, right? So this is a correct statement. D, desirable plants become stressed while weedier species thrive in these harsher conditions. So all these statements are correct. Only B is incorrect, and we are supposed to find out incorrect statement only, and that's why answer is B. Question number 35, answer is B. Next, 36. Consider the following statements. First, biomagnification is a process in which there is a decrease in the concentration of toxicant at the successive trophic level. So this statement is incorrect, because we know that in biomagnification there is increase in the concentration of pollutants or toxic materials with successive trophic levels. So first statement is incorrect. Second, the process of biomagnification takes place because the toxic substance accumulated by an organism cannot be metabolized or excreted. So this is important condition for biomagnification. Biomagnification will occur if that particular toxic material is not metabolized or excreted. So correct statement this is. So we are supposed to find out statements which are not correct. So out of these two, first statement is not correct, and hence answer is A. Right? So question number 36, answer is A. 37. The species undergo several adaptations under extreme weather conditions that have evolved over a long evolutionary time. In this context, consider the following features of plant species. Which of the features given above are examples of such adaptations by desert plants under extreme weather conditions? So we are asked to find out the adaptations in desert plants. So let us consider the statements. Thick cuticle on the leaf surface. So this is a kind of adaptation by desert plants to reduce their loss of water. Second, shorter ears and limbs to minimize heat loss. So this is not seen in desert plants, right? Obviously, because ears and limbs are associated with animals, and shorter ears and limbs are the adaptations which are often seen in the animals living in colder regions. Third, stems perform photosynthesis. So green stems perform photosynthesis. Shallow roots. Desert plants do not have shallow roots, rather they have deep root system. So that's why fourth statement is also an incorrect statement. Fifth, spines on the surface, right? So these plants have spines on the surface. So first, third and fifth are the adaptations shown by desert plant, and hence answer is C. Question number 37, answer is C, 1, 3 and 5. 38. Coal is a solid fossil fuel and a sedimentary rock composed primarily of carbon. In the context of coal, consider the following statements. First, coal is the result of plant material that grew in freshwater swamps over millions of years ago, right? So we know that the swampy forest, they were buried under the ground, and through the process of fossilization, they were converted into fossil fuels like coal. Second, higher the sulfur content in coal, more desirable it is as a fuel for power plants. This statement is incorrect, because more the content of sulfur, less desirable will be the coal for power plants. Third, anthracite is a type of coal, has the highest percentage of carbon content. Correct statement. Right, so we are supposed to find out correct statements only. So first and third statements are correct, and hence answer is C. Question number 38, answer is C. Next, 39. Read the following statements carefully and choose the correct answer using the code given below. First, zinc is a skin irritant and affects the pulmonary system. Right, so this statement is a correct statement related to zinc. Second, blue baby disease is caused due to the use of nitrate contaminated drinking water. Right, so this statement is also a correct statement. Third, mining of zinc and metallurgical operations release cadmium in the environment. So all these statements related to the pollutants are correct. Answer is D. Question number 39, answer is D. Now next question is question 40. Consider the following statements. First, catabolism is the degradation of bacterial and fungal enzymes into simpler inorganic substances. This statement is a correct statement regarding catabolism. Second statement, the process of degradation of humus and release of inorganic nutrients is known as humification. This statement is incorrect, because the process of degradation of humus and thereby release of inorganic nutrients is mineralization, not humification. It is mineralization, not humification. Third statement, humus, colloidal in nature, is highly resistant to microbial action. This statement is a correct statement, because humus, yes, it is colloidal in nature and it is resistant to the actions by microbes, but eventually it is degraded, and that eventual degradation of humus is through process called as mineralization. So first and third statements are correct. Second statement is incorrect. We are supposed to find out statement which is not correct, and hence answer is A, 2 only. Question number 40, answer is A. 41. With reference to the process of decomposition, which of the following statements is correct? A, cool and dry environment favors decomposition. Incorrect statement. Cool and dry environment will have lesser activities by microbes, and that's why decomposition will be slower. B, the rate of decomposition is controlled by chemical composition of detritus and climatic factors. This statement is a correct statement, because detrivores, they'll be controlled by the climatic factors. If climate is hot and humid, the activities of detrivores will be more. But and at the same time, chemical composition of the detritus matter will also determine the rate of decomposition. And that's why second statement or B is correct. C, if detritus is rich in nitrogen and water soluble substances like sugar, it slower the decomposition rate. So this is reverse. It will increase the decomposition rate, and that's why C is also incorrect. D, the process of decomposition does not require oxygen. Incorrect statement. Process of decomposition is oxygen intensive process, right? So out of all these, only B is correct, and that is our answer. Question number 41, answer is B. 42, match the following pairs. So on one hand we have biotic interaction, and on the other hand we have their description. First, predation. In predation we know that it is a negative kind of interaction where one species loses and other species gets the benefit of that interaction, right? So predation is one species is benefited and the other species suffers. Commensalism. In commensalism, one species gets the benefit and other species remains unaffected. Right, so it is one species suffers and the other species, one species causes harm to another organism without any cost or benefit to itself. So yes, it is C. Commensalism is C. Amensalism is D. One species causes harm to another organism without any cost or benefit to itself, right? So it should be one species gets benefited. It should not be suffers, it should be benefited, right? So it is the pair for C. When it is benefited, it will be the pair for commensalism. Amensalism is paired with D, predation is paired with B, and we are left with mutualism. In mutualism, both the species get benefit, right? So it should be B, C, D, A. B, C, D, A, which is mentioned in option A, right? So question number 42, answer is A, B, C, D, A. Next, 43. Which of the following statements are correct regarding the allergens? First, allergens stimulate within the body an immune response which may be in the form of a reaction. So that is a correct statement, because allergens, they activate our immune system, and that activation of immune system is a kind of reaction against certain harmful substances with which we might have contacted. Second, allergens contains protein which is often regarded as constituent of the food we eat, right? So this statement is also a correct statement regarding allergens. So both these statements are correct regarding allergens, and we are supposed to find out correct statements only. Answer is C, both 1 and 2. So question number 43, answer is C. 44. In the context of natural gas, which of the following statements is not correct? A, natural gas is a clean fuel that burns readily to produce large amount of heat. Correct statement. B, natural gas burns with smokeless flame and on burning it produces poisonous gases. This statement is incorrect because it does not lead to production of poisonous gases. C, natural gas is used as a source of hydrogen gas needed in fertilizer industry, right? So natural gas is used to get hydrogen which is needed in fertilizers, and also natural gas is used as a source of carbon which is needed in tire industry. So both these statements C and D are correct. Answer is B, because we are supposed to find out statement which is not correct. 45. Read the following statements carefully. First, nuclear fission occurs because the atom of radioactive minerals contains nuclei that are unstable and it break or split apart, releasing the energy. So what happens in nuclear fission reaction? A larger nucleus breaks. Why it breaks? Because of instability. So correct statement. Second, A nuclear reactor that can utilize between 40 and 70 of its nuclear fuel is called a breeder reactor. So in nutshell, it is talking about the efficiency of breeder reactor to use its fuel, which is more than other reactors. So second statement is also a correct statement. Third, the energy produced by stars and the sun is the result of nuclear fission reaction. It is not so, it is the result of nuclear fusion reaction. We are supposed to find out correct statement. Statement 1 and 2 are correct. Answer is A, 1 and 2 only. Question number 45, answer is A. So this is how nuclear fission and fusion can be differentiated. Next, 46. Consider the following factors. Which of the factors given above are among the causes responsible for biomagnification? Right, so what is biomagnification? Biomagnification is increase in the concentration of pollutant as it is transferred from one trophic level to another. So agriculture, yes, it leads to biomagnification. Organic contaminants, yes, they are also the cause of biomagnification. Industrial activities and mining activities also lead to mining in ocean also lead to biomagnification. So all these activities lead to biomagnification, and hence answer is D. Question number 46, answer is D. 47. In the context of national environmental agencies, consider the following statements. First, the CPCB, a statutory organization, was constituted under Water Act 1974. Correct statement regarding CPCB. Second, the Ministry of Environment and Forest is the nodal agency in the country for the UNEP. Right, so correct statement. Third, the Indian Board for Wildlife, IBWL, is the apex advisory body in the field of wildlife conservation in the country. Again, a correct statement, and it is headed by IBWL is headed by the Prime Minister. So all these three statements are correct regarding the environmental agencies, and we are supposed to find out statements which are not correct. Answer is none of the above, D. 47, answer is D. 48. Which of the following statements are correct about Health Environment Link Initiative? First, it has been developed by United Nations Environment Program. So it is a initiative by UNEP and WHO, and that's why we'll mark this statement as incorrect, because it is a joint initiative. It is not the sole initiative of UNEP. Second, it encourages countries to address health and environmental issues as it is integral for economic development, right? So it is about addressing health and environmental issues simultaneously. Third, it acts as a neutral forum where all nations meet as equals to negotiate agreements and debate policies related to environment. So this statement is an incorrect statement related to Health Environmental Link Initiative, right? So first and third statements are incorrect. We are supposed to find out correct statements only, which is second statement, and hence answer is A, 2 only. Question number 48, answer is A. 49. Environmental Impact Assessment, EIA, links environment with development. With reference to the functions of EIA, consider the following statements. First, it serves as a primary environmental tool with clear provisions, right? So it is an environmental tool to make sure that the probable impact of project is known before its initiation. Second statement, it applies consistently to all proposals with potential environmental impacts. Correct statement. Third, it addresses only short-term effects of a project under its consideration. This statement is incorrect because it takes into account all possible impacts of the project before its initiation, be it short-term, medium-term or long-term impacts. So this statement is incorrect. We are supposed to find out correct statement. So first and second are correct statements only, and that's why answer is D. Question number 49, answer is D. 50th. Plant succession is the process of gradual replacement of one plant community by another plant community which is of stable type. In this context, consider the following statements. First, hydrarch succession takes place in dry areas and the successional series progress from hydric to mesic condition. This statement is an incorrect statement because hydrarch succession takes place in wet areas, not dry areas, and that's why first statement is incorrect. Second, xerarch succession takes place in wet areas and the successional series progress from xeric to mesic condition. Again, an incorrect statement because it occurs in dry areas, not wet areas. Third, both hydrarch and xerarch successions lead to medium water condition, that means mesic condition. Correct statement. So, first and second statements are incorrect, third is correct. We are supposed to find out not correct statements which are first and second, and hence answer is D. Question number 50, answer is D. Next question is 51. In the context of Zoological Survey of India, consider the following statements. First, the Zoological Survey of India is coordinated by the Conservation and Survey Division under Ministry of Science and Technology. That's why this statement is incorrect. It is not Ministry of Science and Technology, it is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. And that's why first statement is incorrect. And now if you eliminate this statement, you get the answer, right? So answer is C, 2 and 3 only, but still we'll read those two statements first. Second, the main objective of this organization is advancement of knowledge on animal taxonomy. So that is the correct objective for which ZSI works. Third, this organization publishes the Red Data book on Indian animals. So Red Data book for Indian animals is published by ZSI, Zoological Survey of India, and it is quite similar to the Red Data book of IUCN. So second and third statements are correct, and hence answer is C. Question number 51, answer is C. Next, 52. IUCN has recognized 8 red list categories according to the conservation status of species. In this context, consider the following statements. First, the species is extinct in the wild when exhaustive surveys in the known and or expected habitats have failed to record an individual. So that is a correct statement regarding extinct in the wild category, because despite the surveys, it is not possible to locate an individual of that particular species, and that's why it will be considered as extinct in the wild. Second, the species is vulnerable when it is not critically endangered but is facing a very high risk of extinction in the wild in near future. So this statement is an incorrect statement regarding the vulnerable category. Why? Because vulnerable category animals are not critically endangered, but they are facing a high risk, not very high, but a high risk of extinction in the wild in the medium term, right? Not in the near future, and that's why this statement is incorrect statement. So question number 52, first statement is correct, second statement is incorrect. We are supposed to find out correct statements only, and that's why answer is A, right? So question number 52, answer is A. Next, 53. With reference to the term biopiracy, which of the following statements are correct? First, the illegal collection and patenting of the biological materials belonging to some other communities is known as biopiracy. So that is the very definition of biopiracy. So first statement is correct. Second, the Biodiversity Act 2002 keeps a special check on biopiracy. So one of the important objectives of Biodiversity Act 2002 is to ensure that there is check on biopiracy by regulating filing intellectual property rights on biological resources. So that is the work that that is the objective of Biodiversity Act 2002, and hence both these statements are correct statements. Answer is C, 1 and both 1 and 2. So question number 53, answer is C. Next, 54. With reference to objectives for creating national park, which of the following statements given below is not correct? So national parks, which of the statements are not correct? A, it can help in the protection of the ecosystem of a specific area or region, right? So this statement is correct regarding national parks. B, conservation of species that are on the verge of extinction. So that is also the purpose for which national parks can work. C, to preserve natural resources for ecological development, right? So that is also the use of national parks. D, it can help to preserve a particular wildlife species. This is incorrect. This statement is incorrect because national parks are not species centric or species specific. We can never find word or never find national park which is created for certain wildlife species. But that is not the case with wildlife sanctuaries. Wildlife sanctuaries can be created for certain species, but not the national parks. And that's why statement D is incorrect, and that is our answer. Question number 54, answer is D. Next, 55. Which of the following statements are correct about eco-labeling? So what are eco-labeling? Eco-labeling is a kind of label given to goods and services which are considered as environmentally friendly, right? So first, it aims to encourage efficient management of renewable resources to ensure their availability to future generation, right? So through eco-labeling, we are trying to create awareness amongst people so that they can purchase those goods and services which are environmentally friendly, and thus it will help future generations. Second, eco-labeling scheme in India is limited to household and some consumer products. So as of now, it is limited to households and some consumer products. 3, eco-label is issued by the National Biodiversity Authority, NBA. So this statement is incorrect because eco-label is issued by CPCB and not by NBA. So third statement is incorrect. First and second statements are correct. Answer is D, 1 and 2 only. Question number 55, answer is D. 56. Cleaner technology is used in industry to protect the environment from harmful effects of waste accumulation. With reference to this, which of the statements given below are not correct? First, detoxification is a process in which a living organism is deployed to make a hazardous waste harmless. So it is not detoxification, but it is bioremediation. Bioremediation. Right? So first statement, that's why is incorrect. Second, the process of bioremediation is useful to detoxify hazardous waste by chemical and biological methods to reduce their toxicity. So if it is bioremediation, then chemical methods to reduce toxicity are out of question, and that's why this is also incorrect statement, and we can say that this is an explanation of detoxification and not bioremediation. So both these statements are incorrect. We are supposed to find out incorrect statements only. Answer is C, both 1 and 2. Question number 56, answer is C. Next, 57. Consider the following sources of energy. Which of the sources of energy given above are examples of non-conventional sources of energy? So which are the sources of energy which we are not using since very long, that we are supposed to find out, right? So if you take statement 5, firewood, it is used since ages, so it is not a non-conventional source of energy. Next, cattle dung from vegetable waste. So cattle dung and vegetable waste. So it is also a non-conventional source. It is not a non-conventional source of energy because we are using it since ages. But hydropower, hydrogen energy, biogas, geothermal energy are non-conventional sources of energy, and that's why 1, 2, 3, 4 should be our answer. 1, 2, 3, 4 mentioned in option B. So question number 57, answer is B. Next, 58. Consider the following environmental effects. Which of the environmental effects given above are result of deforestation, right? So first, soil erosion. Yes, soil erosion occurs because of deforestation. Second, landslide. Yes, landslides can also occur because of deforestation. Siltation. Yes, siltation of, let's say, any water body is also the result of deforestation. Next, thinning of ozone layer. Yes, there is some relation between thinning of ozone layer and deforestation, because deforestation leads to lack of availability of oxygen, right? And because plants are not there to generate oxygen, and hence that also have its impact on formation of ozone. And that's why there is some relation between thinning of ozone layer and deforestation. Next, loss of CO2 sink. So all these statements are correct statements related to impact of deforestation, and hence answer is D. Question number 58, answer is D. 59, in the context of impact of industrialization on the environment, consider the following statements. First, natural resources used as raw material by industries are depleting rapidly. So correct statement. Second, it generates a lot of toxic gases and liquid effluents leading to forest degradation, right? So these are the impacts of industrialization. Third, it generates a large amount of waste which is difficult to dispose, as it not only requires land but also poses threat to human health, right? So that is again an impact of industrialization. Fourth, industries end up using a lot of green fuels as a source of energy, not green fuels but fossil fuels. And that's why fourth statement is incorrect. Fifth, accelerated consumption of fossil fuels is depleting their stock as they are limited and non-renewable. So a general statement related to fossil fuels. So fourth you should remove and you will get answer. So answer is B, 1, 2, 3 and 5. Question number 59, answer is B. Next, 60. India has been practicing traditional water harvesting systems since a long time. In this context, consider the following statements. So the question is related to the traditional practices of water harvesting. First, Aptani system is practiced in Andhra Pradesh by Aptani tribes. So this statement is incorrect, because Aptani system is not in Andhra Pradesh, it is practiced in Arunachal Pradesh. So first statement is incorrect. Second, Ahar pine is a traditional floodwater harvesting system indigenous to South Bihar. Correct statement. Johads are small earthen check dams that capture and conserve rainwater to improve percolation and groundwater recharge. So this statement is also a correct statement, and Johads are there in the state of Rajasthan. Right, so out of these three statements, second and third are correct. We are supposed to find out which are not correct. Answer is B, 1 only. Answer is B, 1 only. Right, so question number 60, answer is B. Next, 61. Coral reefs are elevated part of a relatively shallow area of the sea floor approaching the surface of the sea. In the context of different types of coral reefs, read the following statements carefully. First, the barrier reef develop along the shoreline of an island and usually extend outwards. Right, so this statement is incorrect statement, because barrier reef, it develops away from shoreline. Right. Second statement, the fringing reefs develop away from the shoreline and form a channel or lagoon between the reef and the shore. So again, fringing reefs are formed along the shoreline. So these two statements are interchanged. These two statements are interchanged, and that's why they are incorrect. Third, the atolls are islands made of coral. So this statement is a correct statement, and we are supposed to find out correct statements only. So only third statement is correct. Answer is B, 3 only. Question number 61, answer is B. 62. Biopesticides are biological agents that are helpful in controlling plant pests. With the reference to this, consider the following statements. First, bioherbicides, a type of biopesticides, are living organisms which destroy herbs. right? So bioherbicides will destroy herbs. So first statement is correct. Second, mycoherbicide controls the growth of milkweed vines in citrus. So this is also a correct statement regarding mycoherbicide. Third, pheromones like xanthins are used as biopesticides. So this is also a correct statement regarding pheromones. What are pheromones? Pheromones are kind of chemical secretion by organisms to communicate with the individuals of same species. So all these three statements are correct regarding this particular question on biopesticides, and hence answer is C, 1, 2 and 3. So question number 62, answer is C. Next question, question number 63. Consider the following statements. First, Taxus tree is an evergreen tree found in the temperate Himalayas. So this statement regarding Taxus trees is correct because they are found in temperate regions in Himalayas. Second, Taxus tree is listed as endangered species in the Red Data book published by IUCN. So that is also a correct categorization of Taxus tree as per IUCN. Third, a drug called Taxol is obtained from the Taxus tree and is effective against Parkinson's disease. So this statement is an incorrect statement because yes, Taxol is obtained from Taxus tree, but it is not used for Parkinson's disease, and that's why this statement is incorrect. So for this question, we are supposed to find out correct statements. So first and second are correct, hence answer is B, 1 and 2 only. Question number 63, answer is B. Next, 64. Lakes and ponds are divided into different zones, which are usually determined by depth and distance from the shoreline. In this regard, consider the following statements. First, limnatic zone is a well-lit open surface water and farther from the shore, extending to depth penetrated by light. Right. So suppose this is a lake, then this portion where light is able to penetrate will be limnatic zone. This portion will be littoral zone, and this portion will be profundal zone. Fine. So that is the categorization of lake. Top surface where water is there and sun rays are able to penetrate is limnatic. Below that it is profundal, and at the shores it is littoral zone. So first statement is a correct statement. Second, littoral zone is the warmest since it is a shallow, well lit and can absorb more of the sun's heat. So that is also a correct statement regarding littorals. Third, phytoplankton are found in both littoral and limnatic zones. This statement is an incorrect statement because phytoplanktons are there only in limnatic zone, not in littoral zone, right? So first and second statement are correct regarding this question. Third statement is incorrect. We are supposed to find out incorrect statement only. Answer is C, or answer is 3 only. That means A, right? So question number 64, answer is A, 3 only. So this is lake and its different zones. So this is littoral zone, this is limnatic zone, and this is euphotic, or it is also called as profundal zone, right? Next, 65. Consider the following national parks. Which of the national parks given above are located in the Indian state of Jharkhand? Dudhwa National Park, it is there in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Then Palamau National Park, yes, it is in Jharkhand. Hazaribagh National Park, yes, it is in Jharkhand. Kanha National Park, it is in the state of Madhya Pradesh. So only 2 and 3 is correct. We are supposed to find out correct statement only. Answer is A, 2 and 3 only. Question number 65, answer is A. 66. In the context of World Wide Fund for Nature, WWF, which of the following statements is not correct? A. It is an international non-governmental organization working on issues regarding the conservation of the environment. So that is a correct statement, general statement regarding WWF. B, it is the world's largest independent conservation organization. So this is also a correct statement. C, the mission of WWF is United for Life and Livelihoods. So this is not the mission of WWF, it is the mission of IUCN, right? So mission of WWF is to halt and reverse degradation of our environment. That is the mission of WWF. So this is incorrect. We are supposed to find out not correct, and hence answer is C. But still we'll read D. This organization was formed as a charitable trust. So initially it was formed as a charitable trust, right? So question number 66, answer is C. We are supposed to find out incorrect statement. C is incorrect, and that's why it is our answer. 67. Soil erosion is classified on the basis of the physical agent responsible for erosion. In this context, consider the following statements. First, in rill erosion, finger-like rills appear on the cultivated land after it has undergone sheet erosion. So this is a correct statement. Second, the detachment and transportation of soil particles by flowing rainwater is called coastal erosion. So this statement is incorrect. How it can be called as coastal erosion? Coastal erosion occurs in the coastal region, right? So this statement, that's why, is incorrect. And the detachment of and transportation of soil particles by flowing water is it leads to sheet erosion, right? So that's why second statement is incorrect. So answer is A, one only. We are supposed to find out correct statements only, and hence answer is A. Question number 67, answer is A. 68. About 40% of all the drugs used throughout the world have active ingredient extracted from plants and animals. With reference to this, consider the following pairs. So we have plants on one hand and their medicinal use on the other. First, cinchona tree. So cinchona tree is not used for heart related problems, it is used for malaria, in the malaria drugs, and that's why first pair is incorrect. Second, digitalis purpurea. So it is used for heart related diseases, and that's why this pair is also incorrect. Third, Taxus brevifolia, it is used for the cancer treatment. So this pair is correct. So which are correctly matched? Only third pair is correctly matched, and hence answer is 3 only mentioned in option A. Question number 68, answer is A. Next, 69. Consider the following environmental factors. Which of the environmental factors given above are responsible for desertification? So out of these factors, which are leading to desertification? First, loss of soil fertility, yes, it leads to desertification. High wind speed, yes, it also leads to desertification. Low precipitation also causes desertification. Decreasing aridity, so it should be increasing aridity which leads to desertification. And fifth, excessive felling of trees, yes, it also leads to desertification. So it is 1, 3 and 5. 1, 2, 3 and 5. 1, 2, 3 and 5. Option D. Right. So question number 69, correct answer is D. 70. With reference to control measures of water pollution, which of the following statements given below is not correct? A. The water requirement should be minimized by altering the techniques involved. Right. So this statement is correct statement. B. Water should be reused only after the treatment of wastewater. So why only after the treatment of wastewater? It should be reused before and after the treatment, and that's why this statement is incorrect. We are supposed to find out incorrect statements only. Answer is B. Question number 70, answer is B. But still we'll go through C and D. C is recycling of water after treatment should be practiced to the maximum extent possible. Correct. D. The quantity of wastewater discharge should be minimized. So these two statements are correct. We are supposed to find out not correct, and that's why answer is B. Question number 70, answer is B. Next, 71. With reference to various methods used in the process of water purification, consider the following statements. First, bleaching powder and alum are used for disinfection of drinking water. So this statement is incorrect. Bleaching powder and alum, they are used for removal of certain pollutants like, let's say, arsenic. Second, ozone gas can be used for removal of arsenic from untreated water. So ozone gas is used for disinfection, not for removal of certain pollutants, right? So we are supposed to find out correct statement. Both these statements are incorrect, and hence answer is D, neither one nor two. 72. Pollution of water bodies can lead to several diseases. In this context, consider the following pairs. So we have diseases on one hand and caused by and the causes of those diseases on other. First, Minamata disease. So we know that it is caused by mercury. Itai is caused by cadmium, and dyslexia is caused by lead. So we are supposed to find out which are not correctly matched, pairs which are not correctly matched. So none of these are incorrectly matched. Answer should be none of the above, right? 72, answer is D. 73. In the context of prevention and control of industrial pollution, consider the following statements. First, gaseous pollutants are removed by adsorption in a liquid by using a wet scrubber. Not adsorption. It should be absorption. And that's why this statement is incorrect, right? So this statement is incorrect. Second, filters made of fibrous material are used to remove particulate matter from the gas stream. So this is a correct statement. Third, silica gel is used to remove water vapor. Correct statement, right? So we are supposed to find out correct statements only. Second and third statement is correct. Answer is C. 2 and 3 only. Next, 74. Read the following statements carefully. First, vermicomposting is a natural process whereby earthworms degrade organic waste into a useful substance. Correct statement. Second, micro strainers are used mainly to remove algae from surface water supplies. So this is also a correct statement. So both these statements are correct. We are supposed to find out not correct. Answer should be D. Question number 74, answer should be D. Next, 75. The problems arising out of the increase in population density are very alarming. In this regard, which of the following statements are correct? So what are the problems related to population density? First, per capita income decreases. Correct statement. Second, available natural resources such as water, land and fuel decrease. Right? Third, it leads to malnutrition. If there is more population density, then availability of food will decrease and it will lead to malnutrition. Fourth, the availability of agricultural land decreases. Correct statement. Right? So it was a simple question where we are asked about population density and its impacts. So all four are correct. Answer is D. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So question number 75, answer is D. Next, 76. Consider the following processes involved in treatment of wastewater. So these are the processes given and we are supposed to arrange these processes in correct chronological order of wastewater treatment. So firstly, sedimentation will occur. Second, coagulation will be carried out. Then filtration will be carried out. Then disinfection will be carried out. Then softening and then aeration. Right? So it should be 1, 2, 4, 3, 6, 5. 1, 2, 4, 3, 6, 5. 1, 2, 4, 3, 6, 5. Answer should be A. Question number 76, answer should be A. So this is the correct order of the various processes for water treatment. Next, 77. A large number of diseases are transmitted in different ways by water. In this regard, which of the following statement is not correct? A. Typhoid is a bacterial disease caused due to contamination of food and water. Correct statement. B. Diarrhea is an example of protozoan disease. Correct statement. C. Cholera is a viral disease caused due to contamination of food and water. Correct statement. D. Malaria is a vector-borne disease caused by vector Aedes aegypti. So it is not caused by Aedes aegypti. It is caused by Plasmodium. Right. So we are supposed to find out not correct. D is not correct, and that's why it is our answer. Question number 77, answer is D. Next, 78. Several factors are taken into account during the process of sustainable agricultural practice, crop rotation. In this respect, consider the following statements. First, leguminous crop should be grown after non-leguminous crop. So this is a correct statement, right? So leguminous crop should be grown after non-leguminous crops so that the nitrogen can be replenished. Second, crops requiring more water should be grown after one that requires less water. So it should be reverse. Crop requiring less water should be grown after one that requires more water. So second statement, that's why is incorrect. Third, crops requiring less manure should be grown after the one that requires more manure, right? So first and third statements are correct. Second is incorrect. We are supposed to find out not correct only. So second should be our answer, which is mentioned in option B, right? So 78 answer is B. Next, 79. Biofertilizers are substances which, when added to the soil, increases its fertility and promotes plant growth. In the context of various examples of biofertilizers, consider the following statements. First, rhizobium is a symbiotic bacteria forming root nodules in leguminous plants. Correct statement. Second, azotobacter is an anaerobic bacteria is known for fixing atmospheric nitrogen non-symbiotically. So this statement is incorrect. Yes, azobacter or azotobacter, it lives non-symbiotically, but it is not anaerobic bacteria. It is aerobic bacteria. It is aerobic bacteria, not anaerobic, and that's why second statement is incorrect. Third, blue-green algae are free-living photosynthetic organisms also capable of fixing atmospheric nitrogen. This statement is also a correct statement. Blue-green algae are also called as cyanobacteria. So second statement is incorrect. First and third are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statement. Answer is A, 1 and 3 only. So question number 79, answer is A. Next, 80. With reference to the factors responsible for green revolution, which of the statements is given below is not correct? A. Introduction of genetically engineered crops. So this is not correct, and that's why it is our answer, because green revolution was not associated with the use of genetically engineered crops. B. Multiple cropping, better irrigation and sufficient supply of fertilizers. Yes, that was the focus of green revolution. C. Use of crop protection measures against disease and pest. Yes, correct. D. Transfer of the technology of scientific farming from research farms to village farmers. Correct statement, right? So question number 80, answer is A. Next, 81. Consider the following statements about Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So these are the questions from current affairs. First, he started the Vedanta College in which both Indian and Western education was imparted. Correct statement. Second, he pleaded for the right of inheritance and property for women. Correct statement. Third, he fought against polygamy and child marriage. Again, a correct statement. Right, so all these statements regarding Raja Ram Mohan Roy is correct, and that's why answer should be C, 1, 2 and 3. Next, 82. Consider the following countries. Which of the countries given above are part of Quad grouping? So it is Australia, India, Japan and USA. 1, 2, 3, 4. Answer is D. Simple question. Question number 82, answer is D. 83. In the context of sources of RBI's earnings, which of the following statements are correct? First, the returns earned on its foreign currency assets. Yes, it is a source of earning for RBI. Second, interest in its holdings of local rupee denominated government bonds or securities. Right? So that is also a source of earning for RBI. Third, management commission on handling the borrowings of the state governments. Right? So all these sources are RBI's earning sources, and hence answer is A, 1, 2 and 3. Question number 83, answer is A. 84. Recently, AstroSat, India's first multi-wavelength space telescope, has been in news for observing gamma ray bursts, GRB. In this context, consider the following statements. First, GRBs are explosions that are observed in the distant galaxies. Correct statement. Second, they are the brightest and most energetic electromagnetic events known to occur in the universe. Correct statement. Third, this phenomenon is believed to occur after the formation of black holes. So it is not the case. It is during the formation of supernova when we can see GRBs, gamma ray burst. So first and second statements are correct. Third statement is incorrect. We are supposed to find out correct statement. Answer is A, 1 and 2 only. 85. In recent times, ASHA, accredited social health activist workers, have received the Global Health Leaders Award 2022. In this regard, consider the following statements. First, the largest workforce of ASHA workers is in Uttar Pradesh. Correct statement. Second, one of the main functions of these workers is to ensure women undergo antenatal checkups. Right? So that is the prime work of ASHA workers. Third, the governments are obliged to pay ASHA workers a fixed salary. Incorrect. They are not obliged to pay them fixed salary, and that's why first and third statements are correct. First and second statements are correct. Third statement is incorrect. We are supposed to find out not correct statement, and hence answer is D, 3 only. Question number 85, answer is D. 86. In the context of the legality of the defamation cases, consider the following statements. First, criminal defamation has been specifically defined as an offence under section 500 of the Indian Penal Code. Not section 500, it is section 499, and that's why first statement is incorrect. Second, section 499 of the IPC states defamation could be through words spoken or intended to be read through signs and also through visible representation. So this is correct regarding defamation. So first statement is incorrect, second statement is correct. We are supposed to find out correct statement. Answer is B. Question number 86, answer is B. 87. Uyghur ethnic community was recently seen in the news. In this context, in this regard, read the following statements carefully. First, the Uyghurs are predominantly Muslim minority ethnic group. Yes, it is correct statement. They are the Muslim minority ethnic group in China. Second, the largest population of this community lives in Xinjiang region of China. Correct statement. Third, this community speaks Turkish language. This statement is incorrect. They do not speak Turkish language. Their language is similar to Turkish but not Turkish, and that's why third statement is incorrect. We are supposed to find out correct statement. First two are correct. Answer is D, 1 and 2 only. Question number 87, answer is D. Next, 88. Consider the following statements. First, this organization was established as an agency for the League of Nations. Second, it was established by the Treaty of Versailles in 1999. Third, this organization became the first specialized agency of the United Nations. So this statement helps you understand the organization. So based on the information given above, identify the institution and select the correct answer using the codes given below. It is ILO, International Labor Organization, ILO. Right, so question number 88, answer is A. Next, 89. Recently, Investment Incentive Agreement IIA was signed among various countries. In this respect, consider the following countries. So it was signed between India and USA. So question number 89, answer is D, 1 and 2 only. Next, 90. With reference to NIA, read the following statements carefully. First, the Ministry of Defence reviews the manpower, financial and infrastructure requirements of the NIA. So it is not Ministry of Defence but Ministry of Home Affairs, MHA. Right, so if you remove first statement, you are supposed to find out not correct, and that's why your answer should be amongst B and D, right, because those are the statement which contains first statement. Second, the special NIA court is presided over by a judge appointed by the central government on the recommendations of the Chief Justice of India. This statement is also incorrect because it is not Chief Justice of India, it is the Chief Justice of High Court. So second statement is incorrect. Third, the investigation of cases is done by this agency independently. Correct statement. So first and second statements are incorrect. We are supposed to find out incorrect statements only. Answer is B. Question number 90, answer is B. Next, 91. Which of the following statements are correct about Biological Research Regulatory Approval Portal, BioRRAP? First, this portal has been developed by Department of Biotechnology. Correct statement. Its main objective is to track the regulatory approvals for a research proposal on a single portal. So this is the objective for which this portal is created. Third, this portal generates a unique ID which is linked with the portals of various regulatory agencies. Again, a correct statement. Right, so all these statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statement only. Answer is C. Question number 91, answer is C. Next question is question number 92. Hyperloop technology was seen in news recently. In this regard, consider the following statements. First, Hyperloop is a high-speed train that travels in a near vacuum tube. Right, so it is the futuristic transport medium where high-speed trains will travel in near vacuum tube. Second, this technology uses magnetic levitation in high pressure tubes or tunnels to transport people and goods. This statement is incorrect because yes, it uses magnetic levitation but not at high pressure but at low pressure, and that's why second statement is incorrect. Third, the Ministry of Railways in collaboration with the Indian Institute of Technology Madras will develop an indigenous hyperloop technology. So this statement is a correct statement. So we are supposed to find out correct statements. First and third statements are correct. Answer is C. Question number 92, answer is C. 93. In the context of the criteria used for registration of party as a political party, consider the following statements. First, the political party should win at least 6% of its total Lok Sabha seats in a Lok Sabha general election, and these seats have to be won from at least four states for a party to be recognized as a national party. So correct statement this is. Second, the political party has to secure at least 6% of the valid vote and win at least one seat in a Lok Sabha general election to be recognized as a state party. So this is also a correct statement. So both these statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements. Answer is C. So question number 93, answer is C. 94. With reference to the term glass cliff, which of the following statements is correct? So glass cliff is a kind of phenomenon that reinforces stereotypes about women not being ideal in leadership positions. Right, so correct answer is B. Question number 94, correct answer is B. Next, 95. Recently, 4th edition of Corpat, a bilateral navy exercise commenced between India and which of the following countries? It is Bangladesh. Corpat is between Indian and Bangladesh Navy. Question number 95, answer is A. 96. In recent times, the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change announced the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2022. In this regard, consider the following statements and which of these statements are correct. First, it allows for the sale and purchase of surplus for extended producer responsibility certificates to set up a market mechanism for the plastic waste management. Correct statement. Second, it has introduced several categories of plastic in which the flexible plastic packaging of a single layer has been placed under category 1. Incorrect statement. It is placed under category 2. So this statement is incorrect. Third, reuse of rigid plastic packaging material has been mandated under these guidelines. Correct statement. Right, so first and third statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. Answer is C, 1 and 3 only. Question number 96, answer is C. Next, 97. The Global Travel and Tourism Development Index is released by which of the following organizations? So it is released by World Economic Forum. 97, answer is A. 98. Consider the following statements. The section 354C of IPC makes voyeurism, capturing the image of a girl or woman, a criminal offense. So correct statement this is. Second, every individual in this country has a right to a dignified life under Article 21 of the Constitution. So correct statement. So both these statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statement only. Answer is C. Question number 98, answer is C. Next, 99. Which of the following are among the examples of supercomputer developed in India? So supercomputers developed in India are Param Porul and Param Shakti. Right. So they are there in NIT Tiruchirappalli and Param Shakti is in IIT Kharagpur. So first and third are correct. Answer is A. 99, answer is A. 100. In the context of People's Biodiversity Register, PBR, consider the following statements. First, Maharashtra has become the first major metropolitan city in India to make a detailed PBR. Incorrect statement. Maharashtra is not a city and it is not Maharashtra but Kolkata which has made detailed PBR. Second, PBR contains comprehensive information on locally available bioresources including the landscape and demography of a particular area or village. So this statement is a correct statement. Third, this concept has been defined in the Biological Diversity Act 2002. Correct statement. So second and third statements are correct. We are supposed to find out correct statements only. Answer is C, 2 and 3 only. Right. So that is about the test on environmental issues and sustainable development. Thank you.